A British passport left behind after a horrific explosion, a years-long hunt ended by a female artist. Who was Erica Chambers? What did she do to become one of Israel's most legendary spies? To find the answers, watch this video and hit the subscribe button. Beirut, January 1979. The street scene was as noisy as usual, filled with blaring car horns, vendors' calls, and the laughter of children. Life seemed to go on despite the city's wounds from war. On a small balcony on Verdun Street, a young woman quietly observed everything. Blonde hair, a calm demeanor, and skillful brushstrokes while painting urban landscapes made her a familiar figure to her neighbors. They knew her as Penelope, an eccentric English artist who loved feeding stray cats and lived a simple, secluded life. But Penelope was not just an artist. She was Erica Chambers, a Mossad agent, one of the world's most notorious intelligence organizations. And that serene appearance was merely a perfect mask hiding a top-secret mission to hunt down and eliminate Ali Hassan Salameh. Who was he? He was the Red Prince, a man revered as a Palestinian hero, but Israel's #1 enemy. He was the architect of the 1972 Munich Massacre, when 11 Israeli athletes were brutally killed by the Black September terrorist group he commanded. The incident shocked the world, and in retaliation, Israel launched Operation Wrath of God to hunt down everyone involved. However, Salameh, with his cunning and high alertness, evaded Mossad agents for years, turning his pursuit into a matter of honor for Israel. At the fateful moment, one January afternoon, Erica Chambers' mission reached its climax. A red Volkswagen had been secretly parked just below her balcony. As the motorcade carrying Ali Hassan Salameh passed by, a horrific explosion tore through the street's tranquility. Flames and smoke rose in clouds, obliterating everything in its path. This assassination was not a random event, but the result of a meticulously planned operation, scripted and executed by a team of agents. But among them, Erica Chambers, the gentle-looking, cat-loving woman, played a pivotal role. This video will take you deep into the true story of her life, from an ordinary English girl to a cold-blooded assassin, and why she accepted a mission that others had failed. This is not just a story about an assassination, but also a story of loyalty, revenge, and secrets buried in history. Can someone live two completely contradictory lives like that? Let's explore together. Penelope, the perfect cover in Beirut. When the investigation into Ali Hassan Salameh's assassination began, a strange clue led investigators to a small apartment on Verdun Street, a British passport bearing the name Erica Chambers. This detail revealed a shocking truth. Penelope, the eccentric, cat-loving woman known to all the neighbors, was actually a Mossad agent. She was not a fabricated character, but her real self, disguised with masterful skill. To the neighbors in this bustling neighborhood, Penelope was a symbol of peace and eccentricity. She lived a simple, secluded life, spending most of her time on her balcony painting city landscapes. The sound of car engines, honking horns, and Beirut's hectic life seemed to be an endless source of inspiration for her paintings. In particular, Penelope was known for her kindness towards stray cats. She always left a bowl of food and water on her balcony, and the cats grew accustomed to her presence, often gathering below for their meal. This created a perfect cover, making no one suspect that this woman could be a cold-blooded assassin. Erica's cover was so perfect that she used her real name and real passport. This was a highly sophisticated strategy. A fake identity always carries the risk of exposure, but a real person with a credible professional cover is far less likely to be suspected. She came to Beirut as an employee of a non-governmental organization, NGO, helping Palestinian children, a job perfectly suited to someone with a kind and approachable appearance. Her apartment was rented in a strategic location right on the route Salameh frequently traveled. Every day as Salameh moved, Erica could observe everything from her balcony without anyone noticing. After the horrific explosion, Penelope acted flawlessly. She abruptly cleaned up her apartment and packed her belongings. When neighbors inquired, she said she needed a short vacation to calm down after the shock. She asked them to take care of the cats and promised to return soon. But she never came back. This behavior didn't raise suspicion. On the contrary, it was seen as a reasonable reaction from a sensitive artist. When the police broke into her empty apartment, they found a British passport, and from there, the true identity of Penelope was revealed. An Englishwoman named Erica Chambers, someone with a completely ordinary appearance, had played a character she had meticulously crafted. Her cover not only fooled neighbors, but also top intelligence agencies. This story proved that in the world of espionage, the best disguise is not a fake identity, but a real person with a convincing story. The path to Mossad, a bloodline of loss. To understand why an Englishwoman born into an aristocratic and wealthy family could become an assassin for Israeli intelligence, we must go back to her past and explore her complex family background. Erica Maria Chambers was born in London and grew up in a prestigious family in Holland Park. Her father, Marcus Chambers, was a legend in the racing world. He was a winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans and a renowned motorsport manager. Her grandfather was an admiral in the British Royal Navy. Erica had everything a young girl could dream of: wealth, fame, and a privileged life. However, Erica's life also carried a hidden tragedy. Her parents divorced when she was young, and she mainly lived with her mother, Lona Negros. Her mother came from a wealthy Jewish family in Czechoslovakia, but her life had been torn apart by World War II. Most of her relatives were murdered in Nazi concentration camps, and she had to flee to England to survive. Although Ilona built a new life, the pain and memories of the Holocaust haunted her and became an integral part of the family story. The contrast between her two bloodlines, one an aristocratic English lineage with a military tradition, the other a Jewish survivor of the Holocaust, created a unique character in Erica. She was intelligent, attended a prestigious private school, and studied geography at the University of Southampton. However, she was also known for her daring and adventurous nature, most evident in her passion for racing her red Mini Cooper at high speeds. This was not just a hobby, but an expression of a personality, craving risk, a rare quality that later caught the attention of Mossad. The biggest turning point in Erica's life came in 1972 when she was studying in Jerusalem. The world was shaken by the Munich Massacre. A series of Israeli athletes were brutally killed by the Black September terrorist group. This event sparked intense outrage in Israel, and Mossad launched Operation Wrath of God to exact revenge. To carry out this mission, they needed agents with special skills. Erica Chambers was the perfect candidate. She was not only intelligent and daring, but also had a clean background and a non-Jewish appearance, making her ideal for operations in Europe. More importantly, Mossad knew she had a profound personal motive. They showed her classified documents about the tragic fate of her maternal family in the Holocaust. Confronted with the horrific truth about her family's losses, Erica's pain transformed into a burning desire for revenge. She agreed to join Mossad not for money or fame, but to seek justice for her lost relatives. From that moment, she was no longer an ordinary girl, but a living weapon forged to become a cold-blooded assassin. The sleeper agent, forging an assassin. When Erica Chambers agreed to join Mossad, she stepped into an entirely different world. She was no longer an ordinary university student with a passion for speed. She became a trainee undergoing the most grueling and brutal training imaginable. Mossad, renowned as one of the world's most effective intelligence agencies, wasted no time. Erica's training included not only combat skills, weapons handling, and disguise, but also focused on creating a legend, a perfect life story, convincing enough to avoid suspicion without lying. She was taught how to live, behave, and even breathe like someone unconnected to any intelligence organization. The goal was to make her a sleeper agent, someone who could operate abroad for years without raising suspicion. From 1975 to 1978, Erica was sent to West Germany. She lived a completely normal life, working and blending into German society. This period not only perfected her German inherited from her mother, but also distanced her from Israel. This was a clever Mossad strategy. If the assassination succeeded and a Germany-linked agent was exposed, attention would shift to German intelligence agencies rather than Mossad. During this time, Erica had to live a double life. Every day was a test of patience and resilience. She had to suppress personal emotions and relationships to focus on her sole objective. She was given small, simple tasks to test her skills and vigilance, preparing her for larger missions. By late 1978, fully prepared, Erica received orders from her handler. Her final cover was activated. She obtained a visa from the Lebanese embassy in Bonn and prepared to travel to Beirut, a city rife with chaos and danger where Salameh was hiding. Upon arriving in Beirut, Erica perfectly transformed into Penelope. She rented an apartment on Verdun Street with a stunning view of Salameh's regular route. Her cover was now enhanced with new details, a dedicated NGO worker, and a cat-loving artist. This was a relatable and kind-hearted persona, completely at odds with her true purpose. For weeks, she quietly observed, noting every habit of her target. From her balcony, she wasn't just painting, but mapping out a path to death, waiting for the right moment to strike. From a thrill-seeking girl, she had become a patient assassin, awaiting her prey, and that moment was fast approaching. Enemy number one, Ali Hassan Salameh, the Red Prince. In this story, Ali Hassan Salameh was not just a target, but a deeply contradictory figure. To Palestinians in the Arab world, he was a hero and a symbol of resistance against Israel. Nicknamed the Red Prince due to his prestigious Palestinian family and violent career, he was a commander of Black September and widely known as the architect of the 1972 Munich Massacre, one of the most horrific events in Olympic history. However, to Israel and the Western world, Salameh was a ruthless terrorist, an international criminal who had to be brought to justice. He not only planned the Munich Massacre, but also carried out multiple other attacks against Israeli targets. He was Mossad's #1 enemy, and capturing or eliminating him became a top priority. After Munich, Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir launched Operation Wrath of God, a covert campaign to eliminate all those involved. But Ali Hassan Salameh was no easy target. He was a charismatic and highly intelligent man. He had a magnetic charm, was tall, always dressed in expensive suits, and lived a lavish, glamorous life in Beirut. He frequented bars, upscale restaurants, and was known for his playboy lifestyle. He even married a Miss Universe Georgina Risk, which further boosted his public fame. This lifestyle was his perfect cover. His frequent public appearances were backed by a robust network of loyal bodyguards and admirers. Salameh always traveled in a heavily guarded motorcade and frequently changed his schedule and residences. He evaded Mossad agents for years, and numerous assassination attempts failed. Eliminating Salameh was not just a security issue, but a matter of honor for Israel. His freedom living a luxurious life was an unacceptable insult. He became a symbol of Mossad's inability to deliver justice. Thus, the hunt for Salameh was not just a mission, but a personal crusade for Israeli agents. This is why Mossad devised a meticulous plan using their best agents and betting on an unsuspecting woman, Erica Chambers, to accomplish what others had failed to do. The assassination was not just a death, but the end of a years-long hunt. Well, the perfect plan Operation MV Burner and the Beirut hunt. After years of failures and heavy losses, Mossad realized that eliminating Ali Hassan Salameh required an entirely new approach, a plan not only clever, but also meticulously detailed. The entire operation was led by Mike Harari, a legend in Israeli intelligence. This plan was named Operation MV, or Burner. No longer relying on reckless attacks or flimsy traps, Mossad chose patience and discretion. They sent a team of 14 elite agents to Beirut, each with a cover and a specific role. They blended into the city's chaos, tracking Salameh's every move. This was not just a hunt, but a covert drama staged in a chaotic city. One of the key agents was Agent D, who played the role of a close friend. Agent D joined the gym Salameh frequented and skillfully built a friendship. He gradually gained Salameh's trust, collecting intimate details no one else could access, from the layout of his apartment to his eating habits and the exact times he visited his wife. Every detail, no matter how small, was relayed to handlers, creating a complete profile of the target. Erica Chambers' role in this plan was also crucial. Under the cover of a cat-loving artist, her apartment was not just a hideout, but an ideal observation post. From her balcony, she could watch Salameh's motorcade comfortably without suspicion. She recorded every movement, every change in schedule, and may have sent the final signal to other agents. Based on the gathered intelligence, the team discovered a consistent habit of Salameh. He regularly visited his famous wife, Miss Universe Georgina Risk, at her apartment on Rue Madame Curie. Several plans were proposed, including an attack at his sauna, but they were rejected due to the high risk of civilian casualties. The final approved plan was a car bomb. A red Volkswagen was prepared with 100 kilo of explosives. The car would be parked on Rue Madame Curie, directly on the route Salameh's motorcade would take. A single mistake could derail the entire plan. It was a high-stakes gamble, but Mossad believed they had everything needed for success: a perfect plan, a professional team, and a female agent with an unsuspecting appearance who would be the final key to ending the hunt.
The fatal moment, the explosion on Rue Madame Curie.
On the morning of January 22, 1979, the atmosphere in Beirut was as bustling as usual. But for the 14 Mossad agents hiding in the city, it was a fateful day, the day a years-long hunt would end. Every detail of the burner plan had been double-checked. The red Volkswagen, packed with 100 kilos of explosives, was discreetly parked on Rue Madame Curie, right on the route Ali Hassan Salameh would take to his office. Around 3:30 p.m. from her apartment, Erica Chambers saw Salameh's motorcade leave his wife's apartment. Her view was perfect, unobstructed. She could clearly see Salameh sitting in the white Mercedes, escorted by a protective convoy. In that moment, her heartbeat likely quickened, but her appearance remained completely calm. She may have sent the final signal to the team through some covert action, or she pressed the remote trigger herself, a detail still debated today. At 3:35 p.m., as Salameh's car passed the red Volkswagen, a horrific explosion shattered the street's tranquility. The deafening sound and devastating force turned Salameh's car into a pile of wreckage. The entire neighborhood shook. Everything descended into chaos. Flames and smoke rose in clouds. The explosion not only killed Ali Hassan Salameh, but also claimed the lives of his 4 bodyguards. However, the tragedy didn't end there. 4 bystanders, including a German nun and an English secretary, also perished, and 16 others were injured. Though severely wounded, Ali Hassan Salameh initially survived the blast. He was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. However, his injuries were too severe. He passed away at 4:03 p.m. The hunt was over, but the cost was steep. For her part, right after the explosion, Erica Chambers acted flawlessly. She quickly packed her belongings and, along with the other agents, moved to a safe location where a boat awaited them on the coast. The escape went smoothly and discreetly. The entire team completed the mission and left Lebanon without leaving any trace except Erica's passport, a detail deliberately left to confuse the enemy. From the balcony of an artist, Erica had transformed into a cold-blooded assassin, and in that moment, she played a key role in altering the course of the covert war between Israel and Palestinian terrorist groups. Aderman and the perfect escape. Immediately after the horrific explosion on Rue Madame Curie, the entire city of Beirut plunged into chaos. While authorities tried to secure the scene and extinguish the flames, Mossad's assassination team acted with swift precision, like a pre-programmed machine. Erica Chambers and the other agents left the scene blending into the panicked crowd. Wasting not a single second, they moved through pre-planned routes, navigating alleys and crowded neighborhoods to avoid detection. Their destination was the coast. There, an Israeli Navy gunboat commanded by Mike Harari himself was waiting. Harari had monitored the entire operation from offshore and was now ready to bring his team back. The escape was astonishingly smooth. The agents boarded the boat and left Lebanese waters without any interference from coastal patrols. The assassination was not only successful, but concluded with a perfect withdrawal, catching Lebanon's and the PLO's Palestine Liberation Organization intelligence agencies completely off guard. While Mossad celebrated their victory, the Arab world sank into mourning. News of Ali Hassan Salameh's death, the Red Prince, sparked intense outrage. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians attended his funeral. Yasser Arafat, the PLO leader, mournfully called Salameh a lion of the revolution and vowed revenge. The hunt for the perpetrators was launched immediately, but it was too late. Ironically, the only trace the assassination team left was the British passport bearing Erica Chambers' name in her apartment. This detail caused significant confusion. Initially, investigators suspected it was a Mossad trap designed to mislead them. However, as the investigation deepened, they began to realize that this identity was real. The assassination of Salameh was a major success for Mossad and a heavy blow to the PLO. It was not only the end of Operation Wrath of God, but also a stern warning to terrorist organizations. However, Erica Chambers' story didn't end there. After the mission, she vanished from public view. Her life afterward is a mystery, making her a living legend in the world of intelligence. The mysterious trail. Investigations and unexpected confirmations. After the Mossad team withdrew, the car bomb explosion left an indelible mark on Rue Madame Curie. Lebanese police quickly sealed off the scene and launched a thorough investigation. When they searched the apartment where Penelope had lived, they found a British passport bearing the name Erica Chambers. This detail immediately sparked a major mystery. Was this a Mossad trap, a fake identity designed to mislead investigators, or the truth? Initially, global intelligence agencies suspected it was a typical Mossad ploy. Like the case of Peter Scriver, another Mossad agent with a fake Canadian identity caught in Cyprus. However, as the investigation deepened, they uncovered a shocking truth. Erica Chambers' name and background were real. She was not a fictional character. This mystery prompted journalists, including German journalist Wilhelm Dietl, to dig deeper. Dietl sought out Erica's father, Marcus Chambers, the famous racing legend. He approached Marcus and asked about his daughter. Marcus denied any involvement, but revealed a curious detail. He regularly received Christmas cards from his daughter, and they bore Israeli postmarks. This heightened suspicions that Erica was living and working in Israel, reinforcing the theory that she was a Mossad agent. The investigation also turned to Erica's brother, Nicholas Chambers, a highly educated Oxford graduate who later became a respected judge. When asked about his sister, Nicholas skillfully deflected, saying they had lost contact long ago. His evasiveness, combined with his father's attitude, became unofficial confirmations of Erica's identity and role. These confirmations solidified the belief that Erica Chambers was the woman who played a key role in ending the hunt for Ali Hassan Salameh. However, her existence remained a mystery to the public. The assassination was unraveled, but the story of the woman behind it remained open. Erica Chambers' life became a legend, a woman who gave up everything to serve an ideal and forever vanished from the world's view. Legacy and enigma, the spy in the legend. The assassination of Ali Hassan Salameh was a resounding victory for Mossad, but also an event that sparked endless questions and debates. However, one thing is certain: Erica Chambers became a legend. She was not a fictional character in a spy novel, but a real woman who carried out an extraordinary mission. Erica's legacy lies in the contrast of how people perceived her. To Israel and the Western intelligence world, she was a hero. She ended a years-long hunt, delivering justice for the Munich Massacre victims. Her unassuming appearance and English artist who loved cats proved that a spy could take any form. Her story reinforced Mossad's reputation as a relentless, effective organization in pursuit of justice. In contrast to her neighbors in Beirut, she was a mystery. They couldn't believe that the gentle Penelope who kindly fed stray cats was a cold-blooded assassin. Her story raises a haunting question. Did they ever truly know their neighbor? And for Erica herself, who was she? After the assassination, she completely disappeared. Her life afterward is an unsolvable mystery. Could she live a normal life after such a daunting mission? Was she haunted by the lives lost in the explosion? Or was she satisfied with fulfilling her mission? All these questions turned Erica Chambers into a legendary figure, a phantom who never reappeared. She is a symbol of sacrifice and courage, but also a reminder that the world of espionage harbors dark corners. She accepted the risks, stepping into a world full of dangers to seek justice for her family and country. Erica Chambers' story is not just a page in Mossad's history. It is a lesson about resilience, courage, and belief in an ideal. It shows that even the most ordinary-looking women can become the most formidable warriors. And that's why, even decades later, the story of the cat-loving Englishwoman who ended a historic hunt remains one of the most captivating legends in the world of espionage.